I had several worries going into Spider-Man Homecoming. However, director Jon Watts was able to put all of those scary thoughts to rest. Tony Stark does not steal the show. Tom Holland is a fantastic Spider-Man, and the villains are great, especially the Vulture. The film follows young Peter Parker as he trips and stumbles his way through being Spider-Man. He desperately seeks Mr. Stark's approval and will stop at nothing to earn his trust and respect. Along his journey, he encounters a bunch of high-tech arms dealers. Peter makes it his mission to investigate them and stop them. Peter is a good kid. He's bright, inventive, and most importantly, he's very likeable. Tom Holland was a great choice to play a modern-day young Peter Parker. He's not as old as Tobey Maguire was, and he's nowhere near as cool or hip as Andrew Garfield's interpretation. Which is a good thing. Peter is not meant to be one of the cool kids. He enjoys science experiments, academic decathlons, and building Lego. He's also wonderfully enthusiastic. At no point does he mope about his powers being a curse. He is always looking to explore his abilities and push himself to the limit. In fact, this film definitely has the most varied and creative uses for his abilities, specifically the web shooters, which is something we haven't really seen before, and it's pretty neat. The suit built by Tony Stark is pretty cool, but I'm unsure how I feel about Spider-Man having a built-in AI. It isn't unheard of in the comics, but it still seems a bit strange to me. It's not a problem within the movie, it causes some entertaining conversations in the film, and it allows Peter to voice his thoughts when no one else is around. But will this be necessary when he's fighting alongside the Avengers? I wouldn't be surprised if it gets uninstalled in the future. Peter revels in his identity as Spider-Man. He's proud of his public persona, and he just wants to do the right thing. He wants to be a superhero, like his personal hero and mentor, Iron Man. He also desperately wants to be an Avenger, which is very endearing for the audience to watch. He has his idols, and there have been many heroes who have paved the way before him. All of this makes you want to root for him, both in and out of the costume. Now this next bit might shock you. I am a big comic book geek, and I've always loved Spider-Man. And so, if I had to compare this iteration of the character to the comics, I would say he is like the current run on Amazing Spider-Man by Dan Slott because of the high-tech suit and gadgets, but set in the Ultimate Spider-Man comics by Brian Michael Bendis, thanks to the high school setting, and all of the typical struggles that accompany that. And also, Peter's best friend in the film is called Ned, but it's pretty much Ganke from the later Ultimate Spider-Man comics, which starred Miles Morales. Anyway, now for the villains. Leading the pack is Michael Keaton as Adrian Toomes, who, as far as I could tell, does not get referred to as the Vulture at any point. Keaton is awesome in this role. His character holds a well-kept surprise too, which shows an unexpected side to him. We also get the Tinkerer, the Shocker, possibly the future Prowler, and possibly the future Scorpion. However, you can cast aside those Spider-Man 3 worries because the focus is on the Vulture and he is brilliant. Keaton is incredibly intimidating, especially in comparison to young Peter. Unfortunately, a lot of the film was spoiled in the trailers. Within the trailers we get previews of each of the main action sequences, the Washington Monument, the ferry, and the jet. Which is a shame, but it's still incredibly fun to see Spidey jumping around and doing his spider thing. Having seen Tom Watts' previous film, Cop Car, I have no idea how he pulled all of this off. And I don't mean any disrespect by that, because I really enjoyed Cop Car. That movie was very low budget and very close to the ground. However, Spider-Man Homecoming is nuts. It's a huge spectacle and Watts absolutely nailed it. He is to be commended for that. This film is still fresh in my mind and therefore I'm not comfortable enough to say that it is better than Spider-Man 2, which is the previous best Spider-Man film by far. However, it is definitely on par with it. So in conclusion, I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was better than the last 3 Spider-Man films, and I can't wait to see what happens in the future of this franchise. It'll be awesome to see him reunite with Captain America and fight alongside the rest of the Avengers in Infinity War. If I have one hope for the future, I hope that Sony don't take over again and start screwing up the character like they're about to start screwing with Venom and Black Cat and Silver Sable. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this review, please leave a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and like my Facebook page for more geeky good stuff just like this.